Jesus. Napoli head coach Antonio Conte just aim dig at Manchester United. Napoli head coach Antonio Conte, after winning the Super Copa Italia yesterday, speak to the press and he throw Manchester United. Hi! These people don't see Man United finish. These people have now turned Manchester United into a laughing stock. Even what this man is saying is not even true. It is not even true. See, Napoli head coach yesterday, after winning that cup, he speak to the press and says that Scott McTominay and Rasmus Hojlund, we are not doing well at Manchester United. That they were sitting on the bench at Manchester United and was not doing well. But right now at Napoli, they are superstars and they are playing really well. And for them to be playing really well is not because they were good, but because him and his coaching staff has done a great job into reviving Scott McTominay and Rasmus Hojlund career. He is now saying that these players were chaff at Manchester United, but right now at Napoli, him himself and his coaching staff have done a great job into reviving Rasmus Hojlund and Scott McTominay's career. And this is not true. This is not true. Scott McTominay was a better player in Manchester United than in Napoli right now. To be honest, don't worry, I'll give you the statistics. Scott McTominay was a better player in Manchester United than in Napoli right now. In Scott McTominay's last season at Manchester United, he scored 10 goals and win FA Cup and Carabao Cup. 10 goals as a midfielder. He won FA Cup and Carabao Cup in his last days at Manchester United. And now, last season at Napoli, his first season at Napoli, Scott McTominay scored 12 goals. Alright? He scored 12 goals and won Serie A Best Player of the Year. Now, what's the difference? What is the difference? Even at Napoli, he did not play all the matches he played last season as a midfielder. No, they played him up front. They played Scott McTominay up front and he only scored 12 goals. Then in Man United, where he was a midfielder, he scored 10 goals. Now tell me, was he better at Napoli or he is better at Manchester United? No, tell me now, was he better at Man United or better in Napoli Football Club? This man just dey find Man United trouble. This Antonio Conte just dey talk anyhow. What is this? If you don't have anything to say in the press conference, keep your mouth shut. This is not the way to talk. Which one is that? McTominay was not doing well at Man United. Even when Man United was selling Scott McTominay, everybody cried. Everybody cried. But because of financial fair play stuff, Manchester United decided to sell homegrown player, which is McTominay. McTominay was the victim. And you are now coming outside to tell us that McTominay was not a good player. Someone that scored 10 goals as a midfielder, and he was not even featuring regularly. He scored 10 goals and won FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Even this season, how many goals has Scott McTominay scored? He has only managed to score 5 goals in all competition this season. Yes, quite alright. Rasmus Hojlund this season is doing better than last season. But during preseason, all of us can see that Rasmus Hojlund worked on himself. We saw the glimpse of what Rasmus Hojlund wants to offer this season during preseason. All of us saw it. Just that Manchester United just decided to push this guy out. Even Rasmus Hojlund was telling Man United that I don't want to go to anywhere. I want to stay in Man United and fight for my place. Because the guy has already worked on himself. Those positioning, he worked on himself. And now, Antonio Conte is coming to tell us that he is the one that revived Scott McTominay's career. That Man United nearly tied Scott McTominay and Rasmus Hojlund. What is this?